Today I fucked up by not turning on the kitchen light when having a midnight snack. Hi, so this happened at about 1 AM this morning and I'm currently dealing with the aftermath. I habitually wake up about 1 or 2 in the morning and make my way to the kitchen for some sort of snack. I smoke quite heavily, weed, before bed, so when this happens I'm normally fairly stoned and half awake. Bit of background. I'm currently staying with my bubble and the kitchen in this house has no door, just 2 archway, and a very, very bright ceiling light. Because of the cats liking to mix and match what housemate they're sleeping with, everyone sleeps with their doors half open unless they have company, which obviously isn't a thing at the moment. The layout of the house is such that if I turn the light on in the kitchen, it ends up shining into the bedrooms and I hate risking disturbing anyone, so I normally just use the light from the street lamps outside or the internal one in the fridge. I don't actually cook anything on the hob or in the oven, so the max I'm doing is chucking something in the microwave or dumping something on a plate cold, so it's never been an issue before safety wise. Think I'll be getting a lamp for the kitchen after last night. I went downstairs, found some Gorgonzola cheese in the fridge, which is my favorite, and cut a bit off. I decided it was a bit too strong just by itself, and this is where I fuck up. I had bought some corned beef at the same time I'd bought the cheese, but I finished the corned beef a couple days ago. I had been enjoying having both of these things at the same time, and the plate I normally used for this snack was a generic saucer. This is the same kind of saucer that one of the housemates uses to give the kitties cat treats if they're being a bit difficult about taking the treats from his fingers. In the very dim light, I'd closed the fridge at this stage. I saw a saucer with a smushy duck-colored sort of paint thing on it. Looked exactly like corned beef in the extreme gloom. My stoned, half-awake, ravenous brain goes, oh, I didn't finish it, yay, and picks up the glob on the saucer. Turns out that when cat treats either get moisture on from sink splash or cat dribble, probably the latter, knowing one of the boys, he's a fountain, it sort of goes into this mulch, which also has a very similar texture to corned beef. I ate 3 or 4 treats worth of soggy cat food in one go because by the time my taste buds caught up with my chewing, it was too late. This was bad enough just experience-wise, but within a couple of hours I was beginning to really feel like crap. Tummy going haywire, headache starting, feeling completely wiped. This is when I Google something I never thought I'd need to look up. Is there gluten in cat treats? I found the cat treat brand and yes, there's gluten, and yes, if you haven't guessed by my tone, I have celiac disease. I glutened myself with cat food. Pray for me. Too long didn't read. I didn't turn the light on when having a stoned middle of the night snack, which ended with me eating soggy cat food and setting off an allergic reaction, as apparently some kibble has wheat gluten in it. Sorry bud, but this is just hilarious. Also woe are my guts. I gave myself gastroenteritis a few days back by grabbing the wrong chicken in the fridge after hours, so cheers for making me feel like I'm not the only doofus out here! Exclamation mark. We shall suffer in solidarity. Another celiac here, and can I just say bwahahahaha. Celiac attacks suck ass, but how you managed it, just bravo sir, bravo. Oh shit balls, I know right, of all the bloody ways to get an attack. Oh god. I know a celiac who sometimes can't take it anymore and will rinse a bowl of pasta or something and deal with the consequences later. But to have to go through that for cheesy cat food. You are in my prayers. Go in peace. I know. I haven't had a Cornish pasty or Marmite in over a decade and I gluten myself for this! Exclamation mark. Thank you for your support. Today I fucked up by asking my brother why he keeps his guns in a safe and making things awkward. My brother keeps his guns and he keeps it locked away in a safe. Only he knows the code and has the override key. The other day, I asked him why the hell he'd keep it in a safe, because what's the point if someone breaks in? You won't be able to get it out quickly. Besides, what if you're not home? How are we going to access it? He looks me dead in the eye and says, I have it locked in the safe because I don't want you to access it. I have 2 siblings who want to kill themselves. I'm keeping it in a safe. Oh, yeah, I guess. My bad. I should have thought of that before asking. Now it's awkward to talk about guns. Too long didn't read. My brother keeps his guns in a locked safe because he's worried me and or my other brother might kill ourselves with it. Edit, I wholeheartedly agree with the concept of keeping guns locked away and safe. You should be a good gun owner and do that. What I meant was that I was confused as to why he didn't tell me, 18, and my brother, 20, what the code was because he showed us where the safe was in case there was a need for protection or whatnot. I know it's his choice to tell us or not. Edit 2. I understand that it is his gun and he can do what he wants. He's always referred to the gun as something the family can use in case there is a need to defend ourselves or our home. He made sure we all understand how it functions and we all go to the gun range as a family every other week for family bonding, I guess. It's not that I think he needs to give us access to his gun, it's that I figured with all the ways he's talked to us about how we'd use it, it was weird he never told us how to access it. The title is worded poorly. If you want a reason beyond what he said, imagine waking up with someone in your room, wanting to do you harm. Fight is on. Unlocking a safe with a gun only adds a gun to the fight you are in. What if they are armed? Address that. The safe will not help you. Guns are great when you have 10 seconds to get it. A quick fortify. Not spur of the moment sleeping to awake defense. And honestly, thank him. Responsible owners secure theirs. He cares enough about you to make his not an option for you. It's also heavily reinforced that responsible gun owners keep their guns in locked safes. That's just the way it is and should be. Too many accidents/irrational decisions are made because guns are kept out in the open. Your brother is a responsible man. You should be very thankful. I just want to say please hang in there. You are worthy of love and belonging just the way you are. You are important and you staying alive is important. The real takeaway from your story is not today I fucked up, your takeaway is this: your life is important to your brother too. Be safe. Be well. Thank you. 3. I'm seeing a therapist and I'm doing much better than when that incident took place. A girl I grew up with was given a gun for her birthday and the family loaded up a few guns in the kitchen, ready to take some out to their backyard and shoot. Her toddler sibling tried pulling a gun off the kitchen table and accidentally shot the girl I knew, killing her. Some people are so beyond careless with guns. This isn't super related, but just another story to add that gun safes are important. Keeping guns in a safe place in general is absolutely paramount. Keeps everybody safe. Today I fucked up by beating a 4th grade girl in a staring contest. Happened this morning on the way to work. I, M21, was in the passenger seat of the work van my co-worker was driving. We are driving right next to a school bus with a few elementary school-aged kids on it. I look over at it and this girl in probably 4th grade is looking at me. Okay, whatever. I look over again a minute later and she's still staring at me. Very deliberately. Okay, it's weird now. Of course we are on a seemingly never-ending 2-lane street right next to this bus. I decided fuck it, let's stare down then little girl. I take off my hat and press my face against the window and look right at her. She and her friends seemed to be laughing but I couldn't tell cause of her mask. We stare down for a solid minute before we come to a red light. She's in the first seat behind the driver. And just as we are taking off straight and they turn, I roll down my window and I do that thing where you point at your eyes then point at their eyes like you're watching them. I do this motion out the window as they are turning. I definitely won this one. Well, not but 2 minutes later we are getting pulled over by the police. This never even crossed my mind as the reason, but nonetheless, the cop asks me why I was staring and pointing at a 10-year-old girl. I explained, and we shared a laugh. Really awkward, but it is a good story. TL, doctor states down a young girl, got cops called on me for it. Little girl stares at you then reports you for staring back. Well, I now have to share my story. I took my kids out to eat at a restaurant in some little hick town. There was a dude in his 20s, 30s sitting by himself at a table. I dared my 12-year-old to go sit down across from him and do a staring contest. She is bold AF and went over and plopped down across from him and the only thing she said was staring contest. We were all watching and the poor guy was flabbergasted but tried his best to win and not laugh. She won and then just walked away back to our table. Must have been one of those things you never forget. The guy was a good sport and not a creep, so I give him credit. She's just sour she lost. This is something sounds like it would happen to Marshall Erickson from him. Ha ha ha. I know this isn't the point of the story, but what legitimate reason did the cop give for pulling up over? Just curious what the actual crime being suspected of is. He didn't really say. Maybe not even a crime, as he didn't even take our license, but a quick conversation and we had it figured out and everyone was on their way.